Want to speak real Korean from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at KoreanClass101.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hui. Welcome back to Korean Top Words. In this lesson, we'll be talking about top 10 phrases tourists should never use. Let's begin. 역겨워. That's disgusting. 역겨워. That's disgusting. Yeah, I think there might be some part of the culture that you don't like. But if you just say 역겨워, that's disgusting, I think that just shows how much you're not ready to accept a different culture. I think that's not good to say. 우리나라가 낫다. My country is better. 우리나라가 낫다. My country is better. In Korean, it's better to say 우리나라 when you want to say my country. 내 나라 is the phrase meaning my country literally, but it sounds a little bit unusual. So 우리나라, which means our country, is better to say when you want to say my country. 차라리 집에 가고 싶다. I'd rather be back home. 차라리 집에 가고 싶다. I'd rather be back home. I sometimes think like that. I don't say it. I think that's the point. You can think like, I want to go back home because, I'm tired. Because when you take a vacation for like several months, I think there will be the moment that you're no longer taking anything new. So I think you can think about it, but saying it to other person, especially to someone who lives in that country, might not a good idea, I believe. 닥쳐. Shut up. 닥쳐. Shut up. Do people use that? Not only for tourists, but also for anyone. I think it's rude to say 닥쳐. There might be some moments that you really have to say, but I don't think it's a good idea to say it often, even though you don't like something. 당신의 문화에 대해 별로 관심 없어요. I'm not very interested in your culture. 당신의 문화에 대해 별로 관심 없어요. I'm not very interested in your culture. I think I heard something like that in the past. I'm not sure where, but it's not good to hear that. Not only about the culture, if someone says this, I think it means something like, he or she is really not interested in anything else but him or herself. So, 그냥 맥도날드 가서 먹자. Let's just eat at McDonald's. 그냥 맥도날드 가서 먹자. Let's just eat at McDonald's. I used to be like that actually. Like when I traveled in 20s, I think I only focused on sightseeing. Like I wanted to make a list of the things to go, things to do, and then do that one by one. Like I remember I was making the plan by minutes, like saying, 7:35, I go there. So since I was super busy to go to place A, B, C, D, E, I really didn't think about having a nice meal. So I usually just went to McDonald's or Burger King's, like that kind of fast food restaurants. And these days I can see the main things about my trip is all about the food. So I think that's kind of the big change in my style for having a trip. 이거 맛이 끔찍해. This tastes awful. 이거 맛이 끔찍해. This tastes awful. If you travel in Korea, I think there might be some food that you might not like. Some Korean people say that because they really like the honesty. I think you can say that when you think the other person's really talk directly. But if your friends in Korea, they are not direct, I think it's better to say something else. Like for example, if you don't like the taste, you can find another food that tastes better and say, 이거 맛있어. This tastes good. And just keep eating it. 호텔에서 하루 종일 있을래. I'm going to spend the day in the hotel. 호텔에서 하루 종일 있을래. I'm going to spend the day in the hotel. I'm this kind of person. I eat, come back to hotel, spend a day, and go out and eat and just come back, I think. It's important to find who is sharing your style together. Like, if your friend really want to go outside and do a lot of activities, I think it's not a good idea to say it in the morning if you really want to get relaxed at a hotel, I think you can say that. That will be okay. But if you mean something like, I'm tired of trying anything, I'm tired of speaking, their languages, I think it means something mean, like, it means something like, then why are you here? Like, why you spend your money for a trip? So I think it depends on the meaning of the phrase. 호텔에서 하루 종일 있을래. 이거 바보 같아. This is stupid. 이거 바보 같아. This is stupid. That happens to me like when I go to a country and if they follow some different rules. So instead of saying 이거 바보 같아, this is stupid, I think it's better to try to understand what's behind and why they follow that. 이 사람들 미개해. These people are uncivilized. 이 사람들 미개해. These people are uncivilized. I never heard this phrase, so if someone really says that, I think I'll be really shocked. Okay, there's top 10 phrases tourists should never use. I hope you don't use some of the phrases when you travel. Make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다. 안녕히 계세요.